Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have something very exciting for you guys. First of all, we have a short hair, we have blonde hair, and we have a mohawk. And later on in the video, I have a special guest that's going to be showing his face for you guys and showing his skills as well. So stay tuned for that. But right now, we have my friend Danielle here. We're going to throw some knotless braids in her head. She really didn't care what I did. So, of course, I'm going to do some knotless braids. And like always, I'm going to do medium size because small is just not my thing. Once I start going smaller than my medium size, my hands start to hurt and it just becomes a problem. So, first and foremost, because of the mohawk, perfect lineup for triangular parts. So, that's what I'm going to do. I made sure to part out the sections in her head to like make sure the mohawk is even and that when they do cut it down, it's like perfect and symmetrical. So, I went ahead and parted out the excess hair for the sides, and then I went across the bottom to the size that I want the entire knotless braids to be. And then now I'm going in and I'm braiding it. Of course, the hair is short, and there is many reasons why braiders do not like to braid short hair. But for me, my reason would be one, I have early signs of carpal tunnel. You guys might know this if you've been following my channel. If not, I do, and that's why one of the reasons why I stopped being in the salon because, it was putting too much pressure on my hands. There was times when I was there and I literally could not like move my hand during braiding and it hurt extremely. It was so bad. So I had to slow down, and I would say like me slowing down, me not doing hair as often definitely have taken a lot of stress off my hands. So whenever I do it, I try not to do like styles that take a long time, especially braids that like these individual braids, they really, really hurt, and big braids and stuff like that. So this is what I'm doing. You guys love my parting. Of course, I have to be really precise, and I'm using the Duchess Braids precision comb. If you don't have that, you probably need to go ahead and get it because even if you think, oh, I could just buy it off Amazon, the pointiness is not the same. I've tested it, I've bought them. It's just not the same. This is top tier. It doesn't break as easily as everything else, and it's carbon fiber. So when it comes to doing like putting heat towards it, it holds up against heat as well. But this is not a commercial for my combs. I just wanted to throw a little plug in there for you guys. So I'm going in and I'm doing triangular parts in her head. And as you guys can see, I'm just lining it up the best way possible. The mohawk helps tremendously with parting the triangular parts. So first row was just one braid. That's all we could fit there, and then the second row is about three braids, and I'm kind of lining them up on top of each other. However, when I get further along in the video, I'm going to show you guys why you should not keep that same method throughout the whole head. But again, let me get back to why braiders don't like to braid short hair. And they normally say 4 inches or longer, and that's one, the pain in their hands, of course. And then the style might not look the best when you have the short hair sticking out of the braid too soon. And then also the braid might slip out easily, and next thing you know, you're asking your braider for a refund or something crazy because the braids are slipping out. So those are reasons why braiders typically like to say, "Hey, wait for your hair to grow out a little bit longer for me to braid it," because of those reasons. Mostly, I would say is because of it hurts. It does hurt sometimes to braid shorter hair. But this is my friend, so I didn't mind. It didn't hurt that bad. It's just trying to make sure the hair looks good, that it sleeks down, and that it's in the braid and it won't fall out on her. Especially because these are bigger braids. Typically, if you're doing a short hair like this, you normally want to do like little smaller braids, but like I explained to you guys earlier, this is the size that I typically stick to when I'm braiding. So I got the parts good, and I'm going to line them up as I'm going. Again, I'm parting out the mohawk. I'm very conscious of the fact that her mohawk needs to be precise. It needs to look good. So I'm not just throwing hair in there. I'm parting it out so that when she does get it cut, everything is just nice and precise, and you can kind of see the difference between the braids and the shortcut. So, yep. And I am using to do her hair. What type of gem am I using? I would have to get back to you guys for that, or I will throw that in the description. What type of jam I'm using, as well as the links to everything. So you guys don't have to ask; they will be linked. And if something can be linked on the new shopping feature that YouTube has, I'll go ahead and do that, and that button will be in the video bottom left, and you can click on that and you'll be able to see. But if it does not have it in there, it will definitely be in the description for you guys, so you don't have to like worry too much or ask about that. So as I'm going, I'm just braiding it out, and is about 24 inches long of braiding hair, and I'm just braiding it all the way to the end. As you guys can see, I have my rack there. I can tag the rack as well, and I just lay the hair out on the rack. Honestly, I don't even share the hair out anymore. I've just become so accustomed to just pulling the hair off the rack. I don't really have to size them up, and that's kind of what I teach in my class as well. Is like sharing the hair out the right amount. But now that I've been in the game long enough, I don't really have to share the hair out to make it faster. I just kind of pick from the rack and go about it that way. So as you can see, like the hair is kind of falling on top of each other because the triangular parts are on top of each other. However, because it's falling like that, it's having gaps in between the head, right? So it's falling directly on top of each other. So there are gaps, and you kind of don't want that. You kind of want like kind of like bricklayering. You want it to fall in between. So even though it looks cool, it looks great when the triangles match up. You kind of want to shift them a little bit, so that the hair, when the braids fall, it falls in between, and there's not big gaps when they're laying down. So I went ahead and did that, and that's why that first one, that braid under the parting that you can see is not a triangle, because I went ahead and switched up the flow of the triangles just so that they won't continue to fall on top of each other, and they will just kind of fall in between. So it just gives them a better look. Less space and stuff like that. As you can see, like these braids are a little bigger for like her head. So you're gonna see gaps and space and stuff like that. But like I said, I stick to this style. So we both agree like this was the size we're gonna do. And if I have to do any smaller, I just won't do it because that's compromising the integrity of my hands. So once I'm at the top, she does not want a middle part. She kind of wants it to fall on one side. So even though I'm parting it out like I'm going to go in one motion, I'm going to end up basically making sure that I braid the hair. I'm going to part it as usual, but when I start braiding the hair, I'm going to braid it to the side that she wants it to fall on. So I'm going to go around like normal, but once I get to the other side, she wants it to fall on her right side. So once I get to the other side, which is on her left side, I'm going to braid upwards so that all the braids fall on one side. And these are knotless, so they are like movable. So she can move them wherever she wants, honestly. But for a finished look, I'm going to braid it on one side. I wish I could braid that fast, y'all. The video is sped up by 4. So I wish my hands were that fast. I would be doing a lot of braids, but they are not that fast. And as you can see, I'm just picking the hair off the rack. Like I put a whole bundle up there, and I'll just pick from that bundle. And that's just how I do it now. I really don't even lay the hair out ahead of time. And I don't feel like this slows me down at all. Maybe I would definitely be faster if I did the hair. But again, that's time. That's time I would have done ahead of time. That's time I would have done when she got there. That is just more time. So this to me is just more convenient. So as you can see, I'm braiding the hair going upwards and across so that it falls on the other side. Yeah, so that's the side she wants it to fall on. So that's how I'm braiding it. So I have her head like kind of tilted over just so I can braid it like that. Again, the combs and the braid band can be found on my website. Everything will be linked for you if you are a starter, you're just now starting out braiding, and you want some new tools or whatever that is, everything will be linked for you so you don't have to search high and low to find it. All right, I'm almost finished with the last braid. All right, so once I'm done with this last braid, I'm gonna go ahead and clip the ends. This is really important because you really don't want the ends to look trashy once you're done. You've put in all this work to braid the hair out and do all that, so you have to clean it up. This is a cleanup process, and you just trim the braids, trim off all the excess hair, mostly gonna be at the end of the braids. And then once that is done, you want to go ahead and dip it. However, for me, I'm going to go ahead and curl the ends. I feel like the straight hair with the mohawk kind of looks a little weird. So I went ahead and roll them up. And then I'm going to dip them in some hot water. I got this kettle. Maybe I'll tag this kettle as well. I got a kettle from Walmart. And I'll go ahead. You guys asked me about everything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tag it so you guys don't have to worry about that stuff. But this kettle is really good. It warms up in like 2 minutes. You don't have to like put water on the stove. Here is my special guest, you guys. My husband is going to cut her hair. I moved them to the garage because I really don't like fine hair in my house, especially like cutting or trimming hair. I know it's weird. Like I'm already doing hair in the house. Like what's the difference? But I just feel like shaved hair is like where I draw the line. So he's gonna go ahead and cut her up, and she didn't want it low and stuff, and he's just be mindful that it still has to be a little bit feminine, and she did have some patches there. That's not he didn't do that. She had some hair missing at the front, but once it's done, you guys, it looks so good. I took the curls out, and this is how she look at my friend. So if you guys have made it this far in my video, I want you to do three things for me. First, like the video because you've made it this far. That means you like me. So go ahead and like it. Second, I want you to let me know in the comments if I've taught you anything. Every time I put out a video, I want to make sure that I am teaching at least one thing. So if there's anything that I taught you that you can take away from it, let me know in the comments what that is so we can have a conversation about it. And last but not least, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that and turn the notification bell on so that you can get more videos like this and you can continue to watch my channel. So, thanks again for the support, and I'll see you guys in the comments.